The final lesson plan here is bowel and bladder training, or the book calls it bladder and bowel, and I've always called it the other, so it's very difficult to say that way. This is an area we're extremely weak in as an industry. We have residents who come to us continent. They don't have a problem with leaking urine or having incontinent episodes. Within 6 months of being in the facility, they become totally incontinent. Why? Is there a diagnosis that explains it? And the sad part is that in a lot of cases, there's not. And so if you go and talk to the resident, what you'll find is, when I have to go to the bathroom, I have to go now. And they don't get here quick enough. And when they can't get here quick enough, I have accidents. And after a while, I just gave up. There's a huge psychosocial cost when they say, I just gave up. So understand, when a resident turns their light on that they need assistance to the bathroom, they aren't being mean-spirited. They're not asking you to do something because they want entertainment. If they put that light on because they need to go to the bathroom, they probably needed to go 10 minutes before they put the light on. And you could remind them a million times, call me sooner, call me sooner, call me sooner. And they're still not going to do it because they don't feel the same urge that you and I do. When our bladder gets full, there's discomfort. We can just almost feel like we have to cross our legs to hold it. And we have time to respond. Those sensations are dulled, remember, in the normal aging process. And so when a resident says, I have to pee, it probably was 5 minutes ago. And it's not being mean-spirited, it's just the way it is for them. The other thing we'll talk about is there are a lot of people who come to us with incontinence already. We're not likely going to have much success in retraining their bowel and their bladder. What we may have success with, though, is knowing about how often they are going to be incontinent so that we can structure the care plan to keep their skin in good condition and to cut down on odors and the potential for infection. So there's many, many ways that we can use bowel and bladder. The other way that you will see it is when they come back from the hospital with a Foley in. Usually it's one of the first things we try to get out, to get that catheter out of them. We don't want them with catheters if we can prevent that. And so what we will do is clamp and release, and usually that's the licensed nurse that is doing that. Clamping and releasing, as long as it's open, the catheter's open, it's emptied the bladder. The bladder is flat, there's nothing in it. When we clamp it, it allows the urine to back up into the tube, back up into the bladder, and expand the bladder. And then when we release it, it opens it and drains it out. What we need that expansion to do is to resensitize the muscle, the bladder's a muscle, to the act of filling and dumping, filling and dumping. So that's the purpose that it serves, to do clamp and release and getting the catheter out. If we just pull the catheter out, for some residents, they have lost that sensation of filling and emptying, filling and emptying. And if you can't feel that sensation, you do not know how to control the sphincter, close it up, in order that urine doesn't leak. So that's what we'll learn about in the bowel and bladder lesson plan.